Come on, man. What are we talking about?
Right and wrong.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
Right and wrong.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Whoa.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Whoa.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
Right and wrong.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
Right and wrong.
Welcome to Right and Wrong. This is the show where we try to wake up the woke by talking common sense about the issues of the day. I'm your host, Brian Ruka, and with me, as always, over there is my man and yours, producer Juice. He is known out there on the World Wide Web from here all the way down past the Mason-Dixon line as the Truth Box, because he likes to speak the truth all day, every day. My man, Truth Box, what's going on tonight? How you holding up, brother?
Still holding, my friend. Doing well. Excited.
I love it.
Dude, keep pumping out episodes. Impressive stuff. Consistency.
Absolutely. It's great. Great stuff. Consistency is key, I guess, huh, Juice?
You know it.
And the reminders to tell everybody to subscribe to the show, to like this video on YouTube, Spotify, Apple. Every once in a while, we still put them up on Rumble. So check us out, please. We would love it and love the feedback. Okay, so this week, I'm going to try to make myself feel a little bit better and try to pretend like I'm not just a super big procrastinator when I tell you that I had, well intentions to really dig in and write out a solid monologue for you guys. But I got a little distracted early in the week. My kids are finishing up school, so they're getting to me, Dad, we want to watch some summer blockbusters to celebrate the end of the school year. And it was great. I'm not going to tell them no to Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 just so I can write some monologue for the podcast. I figured I'd just come and speak from the heart to you guys here, and got to enjoy old school Arnold and James Cameron classics with the family. It was great. Having said that, what I did want to talk about was something that I heard, surprise, surprise, on the Felgren Maz show. I love talking to you guys about what I find out on the Felgren Maz show. In fact, today's episode is going to be a 10 questions kind of episode, which you all know that I stole from the Felgren Maz show. So they do this other segment every once in a while where they do 5 random questions that don't have to do with sports. So they put down the sports takes and kind of dive into the world of what me and Juice deal with. And the question that stood out to me that I wanted to bring to you here is, what if you guys were not married and you had to be in the dating world again? What would be the worst turnoff for you out of these 3 things? Somebody who is super political, somebody who is super religious, or somebody who is just Disney obsessed as an adult without children, like those things. Now, I don't know why those were picked, but no surprise, they all said super political would be their least thing that they'd be interested in. That would be a complete turnoff. They'd want nothing to do with a girl who's obsessed with politics. And like I said, I wasn't surprised that was their answer, but I want to push back on that a little bit because probably, 5 to 10 years ago, I might have said the same thing. And we all lived through a worldwide global pandemic where the government of this country locked us out of businesses, of hospitals, of just enjoying life in general, with the biggest governmental overreach I've ever seen in my life. And that's what woke me up, and hopefully will wake you guys up by coming here to the show to why politics do matter. And it's more than just that. We just had a Supreme Court ruling in favor of the Tennessee law that's banning child mutilation on minors in the state of Tennessee. Now, the left and the lunatics out there, the woke, they challenged this law all the way to the Supreme Court because they want to be able to chop the genitals off of children. And they think that should be nationwide. I think that's absolutely absurd and ridiculous. How do you engage with somebody? How do you find a partner for life? How do you find a soulmate if you can't even figure out where they stand on something like that? And the frustrating thing is that would be labeled super political. We can't talk about it. Don't bring up politics or religion, right? The old thing we always come back to. And to me, again, how can you go through life with somebody if you cannot engage with those issues and those topics? To me, the guys on Felger and Maz, I know they're a little tongue in cheek with that segment they were doing, but they come across as three overgrown man children that, don't talk to me about anything important in life. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. You keep your mouth shut, but we'll talk all day about sports, which in the grand scheme of things doesn't matter. These issues do matter, and I want to engage with people that care about stuff like that. And most of all, if you're out there dating in the world of relationships, that needs to be a number one issue. And super religious should also be something you would want to be interested in. At least the guys said that wouldn't bother them at all, that they could probably use a little bit of that themselves. So I'll give them credit for that. But the whole take about somebody who's super political, you don't want to be bothered with. And again, the guys did say on either side of the equation, I don't care whether it's hard right, hard left, whatever. We just don't want to, I don't have the time for that. And it's that attitude that frustrates me. The not realizing just how important these things are, not realizing that these issues do matter, not realizing that by not participating, by not engaging, you're selling out your country more or less, and you're choosing to not participate in the greatest gift that the world has ever seen, this country here that we call America. So with that being said, Juice, I do believe it's time to welcome in our good friend, Mr. Ric Flair, because it is showtime, baby. Woo!
Showtime! Woo!
Don't be afraid to bring yourself in too, Mr. Juice. We like to see you over there, buddy.
Oh, I was talking and everything. I was already on my soapbox.
I love it.
I was going to answer that question.
What's that?
I mean, the one I thought you were going to pull me in to answer it, but the question that you discussed with the other guys on the other show. I'm going to have to say politics as well. Well, it depends, because one, I'm Disney. You can talk to me about Disney all day. I'm all right with that.
I'm with you. I love it.
Two, like I don't. Depends, right? If I knew that I was back in the dating pool, I would only, date Catholic women, or because I want to move in that direction, So it depends.
Absolutely.
But if I was dating and I didn't know this, I wouldn't want somebody talking to me like dating a Protestant girl or whatever, or depending on which flavor, like some fighting about the true presence of Christ in the Eucharist. Like that's a fight daily, always yelling about stuff like that. And keep the politics aside, because if she's a religious girl, then she probably more times than not leans right. So
True.
Just my
good point.
My thoughts on the question.
Good point. I love it. Good stuff.
That word asked for.
Yep, my man. Well, as I alluded to, this is going to be one of those fun 10-question episodes that we've been mixing in a little bit here and there, and I guess to keep us on track and to keep things moving, my man Juice has come up with a few buzzer options for us. So you want to give us the buzzers, Juice? Run through these.
Yeah, sure thing. This first one's from Show the Y Files. It's funny. Check it out on YouTube after you check this out. But his little assistant co-host, Hecklefish. So it just made me think of us and what Brian's going to make us do.
If we haven't earned your subscription today, I promise this moron's gonna keep making these stupid videos until you hit the button.
Hit it. Hit that subscribe button, please, for us, not them.
And I grabbed a couple, these are self-explanatory, bloopers, reels that I made up.
Oh, boy. Okay. Who's that? Is that you?
Come on, man. What are we talking about? Come on, man. What are we talking about?
A penis. Dude, that's gotta be AI generated or something.
You actually said it, but I took it out of context. Yeah.
Oh boy, this guy. I love it. That's why he's the best producer east of the Mississippi, south of the Mason-Dixon, right?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Question number 10. Juice, hit it.
You do the buzzer before?
Sure.
Or is
If
that
we haven't earned your subscription today, I promise this moron's gonna keep making these stupid videos until you hit the button.
I didn't know if I was supposed to
Alright.
do something else before. Okay, so it's a buzzer before and after, eh?
There we go. We just buzz all over the place,
All right.
Juice. All right. Don't ask questions. Let's just
You asked the
Yeah.
questions, right?
you're
asked the questions.
gonna throw me off.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Question number 10. Israel, as you guys all know, has completely unloaded on Iran over the last week. And it seems like this has been done with President Trump's blessing. So this has led to some in the MAGA movement questioning if America being involved in another war in the Middle East is really America first in that decision making. So, Juice, what does America first mean to you, my friend?
Prioritization of the United States above all other nations. I mean, I have a couple bullet points that I put together of what I think that means.
Okay.
Because it, that's not, because obviously that's what it means, right? America first.
Yeah.
Prioritizing
Like-
America. Like America, you can't define it by saying it, but yeah, cutting ridiculous spending on foreign nations.
Yeah.
Do not let unelected organizations such as World Health Organization, World
Yep.
Economic Forum, the Bilderberg Group, push their new world order belief system on you,
Yep.
on us, getting our economy under control so people can make an honest living and live the American dream, reward traditional family values, not punish for them. Seems like that's how it happens sometimes, Oh,
Yeah.
one per household, you get the freebie, if you're
Yep.
trying to, you don't make a ton and you're still trying to do it the right way, you get punished, it seems. Strong borders, maintaining our current culture by rewarding assimilation instead of, diversity.
Yep. I like it.
And not intervening in foreign affairs if it unless it directly affects the safety or prosperity of the United States.
Okay. That's pretty good, Juice. You really did do your homework, my
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Well done.
You
I
ask
like
the
it.
questions. Yeah, I'll stop asking the questions and answer.
That is that is good stuff. Yeah, in my fear and the reason for including this this question, framing it this way, is because I think there's a lot of people in the mega movement on the right that try to argue that America first means complete isolationist. Just do that on a global scale, which I don't agree with. Like, I look at something like what just happened, and America didn't invade Iran, but America certainly gave the old tip of the cap to Israel. I don't doubt that they knew about it, and I don't doubt that Trump's fine with it and he's happy with it. But I'm not for trying to go put boots on the ground in there with like an endless war, like it's, weapons of mass destruction again with George W. So there's a hybrid in between those things. Just because you might attack another country or you might be privy to an attack of another country does not mean you're somehow not putting America first. You touched on it in your answer. It's whatever's going to serve America's interests, whatever's going to best serve America's interest first. And that's what America first is. And I think that's what Trump is. And he created the movement and created the term. So the people that are trying to question that in him right now with what's going on this week kind of aggravate.
Reignited it. I think it was created like in the 40s, Woodrow Wilson and stuff like this. But
that is true. That's pretty much all of Trump's things are reignited.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
even Make America Great Again was said in the past. but yeah, this version of America First, I guess, is definitely the Trump. It's Trump's plan. And before we jump to the next question, actually, Juice, I told you might slide this one in for us, but it's a little long, almost on 2 minutes. But I want you guys to sit and watch this for a sec and see how one of the podcasts that I really, really enjoy, my man Michael Knowles on the Daily Wire. I think he had a phenomenal cold open to his show the other day, and it highlighted that Trump has been, worried or talking about Iran and their capacity to have a nuclear weapon for years at this point, a decade long. And this little clip we're going to show you is just kind of highlighting how often Trump has said this on the record in front of people. So him somehow being included right now with Israel, it's not selling out America
on it. Yeah,
his decision. All right.
Trump, they pointed out, was elected on getting us out of wars in the Middle East.
You cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon.
When did Trump suggest that Iran was even on his mind?
Everybody, no nuclear weapons. You can't give them nuclear weapons.
It'd be one thing if Trump had campaigned on stopping Iran's nuclear program.
Don't let Iran have nuclear weapons. That's my only thing I have to tell you today.
But for Trump to just voice this policy on us, completely out of the blue.
Including Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. That's all. They can't have nuclear weapons. It's too destructive, too powerful. They can't have it.
Without any warning.
I just don't want them to have a nuclear weapon.
Well, it's a betrayal, wouldn't you say? What else do you call it when you say one thing on the campaign trail?
They cannot have a nuclear weapon. That was the only thing. The one thing I said, you cannot have.
And another thing when you get into office.
You can't let Iran have nuclear weapons.
Now, I don't want the U.S. to get bogged down in another war in the Middle East. I think many of the arguments regarding Iran are bogus, as I've said repeatedly on the show. But it also seems strange to blame President Trump for betraying promises he never made to keep us out of a war he didn't launch. You would think that after 10 years of fake crises regarding Trump, people would have learned by now to take a few deep breaths when the latest panic drops. But no, panicans abound.
It was great, right?
I hope that producer isn't the side of the Mason-Dixon as me.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Bringing them in. Oh, effects. Whoosh,
that was,
whoosh.
Yeah, the swoosh sound, right?
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, dude.
We'll show you.
Side of the Mason-Dixon's that guy.
We're gonna lose. We got what, 10 subscribers here? They're gonna be like, oh, that's a better podcast. Might as well just start listening to that one.
Better producer, better guy who actually has an opening.
Great talent.
Didn't just
great
watch
head of hair.
Didn't watch movies all day.
Oh, good stuff. All right, Juice. Let's move this along. Hit it.
Come on, man. What are we talking about? Come on, man. What are we talking about?
A penis. Oh no. Come on, man. All right, number 9. Whether America putting its thumb on the scale is America first or not, is this line at the end of the clip from Trump here one of the most badass lines you've ever heard, or what, Mr. Juice? Hit it.
With the Iranians right now, or do you want to wait?
I don't know. I've been negotiating. I told them to do the deal. They should have done the deal. Their cities have been blown to pieces. They've lost a lot of people. They should have done the deal. I told them do the deal. So I don't know. I'm not too much in the mood to negotiate now.
I'm not too much in the mood.
Oh, that's great, right? Like, boom,
Yeah.
we just took out half your generals, like all the leadership. Like, I say we. Obviously, it was Israel, but with America's backing and with America's a lot of their weapons, was able to pull it off. But yeah, they just took out all their top dogs, and now, hey, you know what? I'm not really in the mood to negotiate.
To answer your question, it is one of the most badass lines. But I love the one when he's like, in the end, they're not coming after me. They're coming after you. I'm just standing in
Yes.
the way. Or something like that's a summer
True.
blockbuster line.
True.
And
That
then
is-
like,
and
then
it's so
cut
true.
scene, swoosh. The guy's good producer does the swoosh, and then he's like, "I'm not in the mood for the negotiation. I'm just standing in front of you."
Oh,
Yeah.
good stuff. Yep, you're right. That is a pretty badass one. Well done. All right, Juice, hit it. The Right and Wrong Show. Okay. Oh, you're the worst. I love it. Okay, number 8. The Florida Panthers just wrapped up the Stanley Cup to make it back-to-back championships. Is there any Stanley Cup Finals memory that does not include the Boston Bruins that stands out from your childhood, Juice, that you'd like to share with us?
One from recent memory and then one from my childhood. One
Okay.
from recent memory. I mean, and this is still like 15 years ago, but that Patrick Kane with the phantom goal, like just never like versus Philly in 2010. He scored coming down the left side, scores a goal short side that like you don't know how it got in. Like,
I do
and then
remember
he's
that one.
celebrating, and the team's like, "What? Did we win?" The other team's
Yep.
like still looking for the puck, and he's throwing his gloves because he saw it. And you go back and you do see it.
You do,
You know,
yeah.
when you're the one who
I
shoots
remember
it, you
that.
have a little better idea of where this thing's going. Yeah, and so it's just
I completely forgot about that.
everybody's like, "What
Good
the heck?"
call.
Like, and it was an OT winner in Game 6 versus Philly.
Okay.
So something
Wait, did that clinch the cup for them too?
Yeah,
Oh,
throwing the gloves off to win the cup. Yeah.
wow.
And I think it was when Philly beat the Bruins were playing
Oh,
well.
when the Bees were up 3-0?
Yeah,
and Philly beat them?
reverse swept. Yeah. And the other one, this is more from the childhood, and Hull, Hull, Dallas, 99.
Yeah.
The controversy of in the crease, not, So I went for things that were like out of the norm versus like, just, Penguins winning cups or
that dude.
Red Wings. Those are
You read the question perfectly. That was the intent to the question too.
And Modano and Hull, right? And in that series, I mean, in that cup run, they had to play back to back Patrick Waugh and then Hasek.
Great run.
Yeah.
And that was recently after they left from Minnesota, right? Went down to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
They dropped the North and became just the Stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was it. It's awesome. I got pumped when I heard you say that because that was the memory that I thought of for me was that same one, the in the crease.
Yeah.
I hated Hasek because he wore the helmet. I was like, but he was obviously awesome. But I just couldn't stand him. Loved Modano and Hull was filthy goal scorer.
Mm-hmm.
So that one definitely stood out. I remember like staying up to watch those games, and it was like we were at that age in our lives where it was cool to be able to stay up a little bit later like that and actually not fall asleep through these games.
Mm-hmm.
Summer was just starting.
Yeah, about 15 probably at the time.
Yeah, so it was awesome. And the other one for me that I can't forget, I was a little bit younger, but Pavel Bure getting kicked out of the game against the Rangers when it was New York versus Vancouver with the Mark Messier winning the cup for the Rangers that year.
Or something.
I think it was around there. But I loved Bure. He was my favorite player of all time. So I was pissed that he got like chucked for, I think, a high stick or something. He couldn't play one game in the series, and the Rangers won.
I just picture Messier with that stupid helmet.
Yeah.
You see
Yep. I didn't like him at all. So, but good stuff. Awesome. All right, hit it.
If we haven't earned your subscription today, I promise this moron's gonna keep making these stupid videos until you hit the button.
Yeah, please. We're gonna keep making
Like
these
and
things.
subscribe.
Please like and subscribe. All right, Juice. Number 7. The left tried and failed to build some political momentum last weekend by holding these No Kings protests in major cities all over the country. It didn't work, and these two clowns ended up becoming the faces of the protest. Juice, what do you think is running through the heads of people like this? Hit it.
Oh, hit it. I was going to answer the question because I already know the clip.
If I know that these people are having their children taken and their parents, what about my kids? I'm today. Look at this. Then what happens to my kids? I can't help you. But you can if you could just move off the way. You're not going to. How is this a peaceful protest if there's nothing to do? No, it's not.
How do y'all as white people feel about stopping a black woman from going to work?
Oh no, not work. I care so much.
So you don't care about stopping black people from going to work?
Look at this line that you guys are causing. I'm not causing no problems. I'm not trying to. We're just trying to leave.
It sums up the left perfectly, doesn't it?
That dude, he's like, oh no, but he like even goes to her like, am I right? He's like, no, not work, right? And she's like, no, I'm trying to get to work.
Yeah,
Stupid.
Horrible. Like that the smug look on that dude's face. Like, how badly would you want to just like I would want to just like drop that guy, like just tackle him. Sorry though, I asked you the question. So what do you think is going through their heads?
Not enough. But some doesn't really answer the question. But my thoughts on this video and this whole, peaceful protest, this kind of thing, blocking traffic. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I think this is true. It's going to sound cool and profound, but I don't know if it's necessarily true definitionally, by the book or whatever. But peaceful doesn't just mean lacks violence. You know what I mean? Like something can be not peaceful and just like, you know what I mean? There's somewhere in between Molotov cocktails and like this isn't peaceful either. You're interrupting other people's peace.
Absolutely.
By standing in the street. Like this isn't a peaceful protest when you're ruining everybody's day. But if you gather in the park and you have your signs and that, and respect the sidewalk and people are doing it, but you want to have your voice heard, great. That's a peaceful protest.
Yep.
So
standing in the middle of a major street, not peaceful. Yeah, great point. I didn't think about that. It's profound to me, Juice. So
okay, cool.
Good job. Blowing my mind with that. Did you pick up on who was asking the questions there?
Yeah, Savannah.
Your girl. I think she has a right and wrong business card somewhere.
Yeah. Sav 1N.
Yep. Absolutely.
What's her last name though?
Hernandez. Savannah Hernandez.
Oh, yeah. Sav says.
I think she works for Charlie Kirk's organization now.
Good for her. Yeah.
Turning Point.
Dude,
USA.
Always out there and say anything.
Yeah. She was one of those people like she got removed from Twitter and then reinstated once Musk bought it. And she's great, always out there. But it just sums up the left completely. Like that is just the epitome of the left. Like those two, like they look like people who've never worked a day in their life.
Yeah, man bunny's like work.
Right? Work, come on.
Yeah.
And they're arguing with a black girl who's trying to go to work. Like
what if the boss said like, hey, like you've had 2 strikes, you could mess up a couple times. Like that no more strikes. If you're late for any reason, doesn't matter. Peaceful protest or not. Like you know what I mean? You could have just lost somebody their job.
Absolutely. And so
like screw that.
More on this, more to continue on this with our next one. So why don't you hit it before we jump?
All right and wrong show.
Okay. I love it. Okay, number 6. Now, I think Governor Ron DeSantis here, Ron from Florida, he has some great advice on how to handle a couple of clowns like we just saw down in his great state of Florida. So, Juice, want to hear from the governor to see what his advice would be?
And we also have a policy that if you're driving on one of those streets and a mob comes and surrounds your vehicle and threatens you, you have a right to flee for your safety. And so if you drive off and you hit one of these people, that's their fault for impinging on you. You don't have to sit there and just be a sitting duck and let the mob grab you out of your car and drag you through the streets. You have a right to defend yourself in Florida.
Amen, brother. What do you think of that advice, Juice?
I love that. I love that. And I have 2, like in this scenario, just then I probably wouldn't use it then. Didn't feel threatened by those people, right? So depending on the peacefulness of the protest, but I would have got out there. But now you kind of have that ammunition. Like I don't want to. I'm a man of God. I'm not trying to mow people down. I'm going to try to talk with them first. But having that in your that card in your deck, be like, all right, I'm gonna get back in the car. You know what Ron said. You saw what Ron said. You know what I mean? But if it's like,
Yep.
if I have my family in there and the fires are already lit,
Oh,
cars
yeah.
are on fire, I'm blowing through. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But if it's me
Absolutely.
by myself at a vegan protest, you know that guy's like vegan or
100% vegan. 100%. Oh, it's awesome. All right, great. Well, let's hit it again. Keep this thing moving.
If we haven't earned your subscription today, I promise this moron's gonna keep making these stupid videos until you hit the button.
All right, number 5. So Democrats have proven time and time again that if they know when and where ICE is planning to strike, then they will leak the information to help the criminals escape, or they will leak the information to help cause riots. With that in mind, why on earth does Queen Wu think she can have it both ways here, Juice?
So this morning, I also signed an executive order seeking greater transparency from federal officials in response to the secret police tactics that have been deployed around the country in immigration enforcement. The City of Boston will regularly submit Federal Freedom of Information Act, or FOIA, requests to the Department of Homeland Security regarding federal immigration enforcement activity to find out who they are detaining and arresting and on what grounds.
Dude, what is up with that?
Queens think they can have their cake and eat it too. Have your cake and eat it, woo.
It's good stuff. How ridiculous is that, though? They're going to put in FOIA requests. They want to know what do you got there?
Oh.
Oh, it's awesome.
But
yeah,
shout out to Car Crash. It's a symbol that you put in your car dashboard.
Okay.
So you're drumming along at the red light, waiting in a riot, waiting for a riot. Yeah, goes into the vent. And it's just, stuck at a riot. Stuck at an ICE riot.
Ladies and gentlemen, getting a little peek behind the curtain into the life of the juice box there. Unbelievable.
Yeah, like crash symbol. It's called Car Crash.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Yeah. What do you have to say about her?
No, it's just ridiculous. Like, why would ICE provide that information to the city of Boston if they're just going to try to help these people escape from ICE? Like, they refuse to cooperate with ICE. Like, they don't want to work with you to help hold the guy that they have. Oh, this guy's an illegal, and you just arrested him for, a DUI. Well, hang on to him until we can send someone there to come deport his ass now. The city of Boston says, no, we're not going to tell you that. We're not going to cooperate with you. But on the other side of the equation, if you have a warrant for someone, you're going to come get them. You're going to come deport them. We want to know about it first. What? What are you talking about, Queen Wu? Absolutely ridiculous, as they say, right, Juice?
Mind-boggling.
Thank you. All right. You have anything else to add to that one?
No, just
the Right and Wrong Show. Okay. Incredible. All right. Number 4. In the Catholic religion, the Mother Mary rightfully gains high praise. We also tend to focus a ton of attention on God the Father, God the Son, Jesus Christ, and God the Holy Spirit. In light of Father's Day just wrapping up, do you think Jesus's earthly father, Joseph, ends up getting lost in the shuffle sometimes, Juice?
Yeah, he gets lost in the shuffle, but for good reason, I think. Like the shuffle is just so special that you can't help but get lost in it, right? And not to take anything away from Joseph, but Mary really is that special, all right? Sinless one.
Yep.
She's the new Ark of the Covenant, right? Carrying Jesus and the Word of God inside her body, you know, body and soul taken up at the Assumption, like brought her body up there, crowned queen of everything, you know, at the coronation. She's different than Joseph. Joseph's important, and you know, don't get me wrong, but they're
There's
different,
definitely a
right?
hierarchy there.
Yeah.
Right, more or less.
Yeah. But on Joseph though, like I'm big on, like, I remember how like I don't like watching movies, and like I can't find anything I like. I'm just whatever. So I end up like going into like rabbit holes of, you know, Catholicism and stuff like that, you know, learn some church and things. This probably isn't news to a lot of people, but Joseph's miracle about the staircase, you know, these nuns who needed a staircase built, and like the contractor left, they weren't going to get this done or whatever, prayed to Saint Joseph, and there's this staircase that shouldn't exist. Like, it doesn't work with wood. Like, wood's not supposed to be able to do this stuff, and it just showed up.
I don't know. That's not news to me.
Dude, look
it is
like
news. It is news to me.
Yeah. But like Our Lady of Guadalupe, awesome.
Yeah.
One of the best stories. Lady of Lourdes and things like Mary is that special. And I think, he's an important figure, but I challenge anybody to not get lost, you know, when speaking about the most holy Trinity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Our Lady of Victory. I got it going.
Oh, there you go. I love it. I love it. And yeah, that's a great way to put it. Thank you. Cause like, even thinking up the question, he should be kind of lost in the shuffle, for lack of a better way to put it. But it just made me think of it like in the real thing that sparked this, and I'll share it with you, Juice, after the show on the side. But it just came from the last couple of years where we're always down the Cape visiting Ashley's dad on Father's Day. So we go to church at the one down the street from his house, and the music there is phenomenal. The woman who plays the piano, great voice. She always crushes it anytime you're there. And she sang this song that's a cover from someone called His Name is Joseph. And it's all about Joseph. Like, it's a nice ballad, like, his name is Joseph, you know, blah, 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 like whatever. And it just made me think of him. And it's like they're singing it on Father's Day. And it got me thinking
cool.
a lot like that. I'm like, wow, it's kind of cool to give him like a little bit of a moment there, you know?
Yeah, that is good. And I will say about that, at Father's Day at my parish, like, it was a breath of, you know, they had all the fathers stand up at the end, and like, you know, while the rest of the congregation sitting down.
That's awesome.
And the priest, the priest did like a blessing, but also like a thank you, you know, thank you for your masculinity. Thank you, like I'm not the most masculine guy in town, but most masculine in this household. but like somebody to, like, you know, all the stuff that you get hit with on the media, like toxic masculinity, too much of it, like, and they were like saying like, hey, you're doing what's right, thank you for being there for your family, blah blah blah. And it was like, you know, shed a tear type moment for like to like hear praise that is like doing something righteous, you know.
Absolutely.
What I mean? Instead of like just getting put down for being a man and white man, you suck.
Yeah, absolutely. No, 100%. Good stuff. I love it. It's so true. In you know, warranted from time to time. It is nice. So, all right, awesome. Hit it.
If we haven't earned your subscription today, I promise this moron's gonna keep making these stupid videos until you hit the button.
All right, simple question here, Juice. Is this right here the lamest song in lamest music video that you have ever seen? Hit it.
Girls. I like pretty girls. Girls. I love pretty girls. Girls. You don't gotta wait in line tonight. You're too fine for the line tonight. 5 + 5, you a dime tonight. It's a full house, better play your cards right. I'ma post your pic if you pose. Make one phone call, you in vogue. Head, shoulders, knees, toes. Hold up, wait, pose. I'm about to do some investing. I'll spend it on you and your bestie. You and your twin on a jet ski. I'll change your life if you let me.
Wow. When did Will Smith turn into Carlton?
The video is atrocious, 100%. But, you know, like, so that's probably the third time I heard it now, because like, I record the clip from somewhere, then, you know, clean it, like edit it a little bit, And now, like
Yeah.
the third
Upper
time, I'm
Spruce.
kind of like, if I didn't have the video, I'm kind of digging it. Like,
You get the hook in your head.
yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Uh,
But like, yeah,
I mean,
it's like hard. Like somebody's blackmailing him, like, or like Jada took all the money, or
Yep.
like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what I just witnessed.
Oh.
But yeah, it's pretty brutal.
And the sad thing is, like, he's always like all of his songs, even the stuff when he was popular, kind of cringy lyrics, and even
Yeah.
when he was cool, he was cheesy.
Even when he was getting jiggy with it, yeah.
True.
Like, right? Wasn't that corny?
Yeah, that's ridiculously corny, but at least like that thing was like a mega hit. Like,
I always like he didn't swear though, right? I mean, that's kind of
yeah, that
something
was one of
to-
his things. I like that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I was a huge Will Smith guy, believe me. And
He jumped the shark after, like not even after, before Independence Day. Like,
No,
like even those
Independence
things,
Day
like
was
I love
pretty great.
Independence Day. We just discussed it last week or whatever.
Yep.
But I'm saying like all his lines are like purposely cheesy, kind of like when he's like smoking the cigar, like
That's
it's super
true.
cheesy, Like
Yeah.
I like it almost like despite him, in spite of him.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, cool. Hit it. The Right and Wrong Show. Okay. Oh boy. Now you guys get a little peek into the outtakes, huh? You see all the work that goes into this show to bring you guys the good stuff. Bet you wish he cut out some more of what we do on this show. What we're
this
showing
is
you
the
is the
good
clean
stuff.
version.
This is the good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Number 2, when senators behave like this, is there any surprise that leftists continually disrespect the rule of law and common decency? This right here is the effect of the take it to the streets mentality, Juice. Hit it.
Hands up, hands up. I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the secretary because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your hands off.
How many of our ICE agents have been doxxed for doing their duty? How they have been targeted?
My favorite part's right at the end there as he's getting tossed. Hands off. Like,
A mostly peaceful conversation.
yeah, exactly. Thank you. And it's like, I can't believe the left was sharing that clip around. All like I think it happened last Friday. That was Kristi Noem's. It's not even a press conference because the press wasn't there to ask questions or anything like that. She was giving a statement about what was going on with with deportations.
It wasn't a gaggle?
in California. What'd you say?
It wasn't a gaggle.
No, it was not a gaggle. And this guy, he's a U.S. senator. He's a senator from California. Barges in to the room there and tries to disrupt her from speaking. And people rightfully put him in his place, remove him from the scene, and figure out after the fact who
Gave
it
him
is.
a little too much leeway, to be honest.
Yeah, and they actually do. They do get him on the
That was
ground.
the
and
other
handcuff
way.
him.
Okay, but if that was the other
In the
way
hallway.
around, if that was the other way around, if it wasn't like a leftist coming in to save,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They would have had
Yeah.
someone wrapped up real quick.
Probably. You're right.
And that's the
Hands
party
off.
of
Hands off.
peaceful party.
Yeah, but what example is that man setting for followers of the people that are like-minded to his point of view? You can go disrupt. You don't have to listen to the police.
Democracy, just go in and fight for what you want.
Exactly. And there's no wonder why you have people blocking the streets like what we showed you earlier, or whatever else was going. All the other stuff we showed you the last few weeks going on with riots and these mostly peaceful protests. It's from the top down. It's completely absurd and ridiculous. It's just unacceptable. And the fact that got framed as like, look at how authoritarian the right is. If they can do this to a sitting U.S. senator, what can they do to you?
It seemed like he was going to go in and attack her.
Exactly.
He was too heated to have a conversation like that.
Exactly. And she said after the fact, hey, I had a conversation with him since then, and he could reach out to me at any point. I'd be happy to meet him in his office. I'd be happy to have a conversation. But we all know why he was doing
have
it.
security in there.
Yeah, but he was doing it as a publicity
Yeah,
stunt.
yeah, 100%. Look what
You
they're
know?
doing to me. I'm the victim.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a martyr for you guys
Exactly.
out there who are doing all this protesting. Look, keep doing it. I'm doing it with you.
Yep,
Let's
exactly.
kick it up a notch even. Look, they're being
Yeah, if they're going to do this to me, you're
Incite,
Joe
trying to
Schmo the
incite it.
plumber.
Yeah.
They're going to do it to you.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And it just raises the temperature even more. Like, instead of these are the people that should be lowering the temperature or conducting themselves with a certain class and dignity and decorum. And it's just,
Yeah, it should have been a tweet like, believe you me, I'll have a meeting with her scheduled for first thing on Monday.
stand there.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Show up and stand there and wait for her to finish and say, hey, I didn't disrupt your thing. I didn't, but right now, and film that if you want.
Yeah, this has to be in person. This can't wait. This is very important to me.
And he could have shown his credentials to the people there, but he wanted to try and storm the thing to go in and try and get what he got out of it. Ridiculous. Did I even ask a question on that one, Juice? Is there one? Or do you think we covered it?
I covered it.
All right, perfect. Hit it.
If we haven't earned your subscription today, I promise this moron's gonna keep making these stupid videos until you hit the button.
Love it. Hit that like and subscribe button, please. Right and Wrong Podcast. Right and Wrong 617 at gmail.com. All one word. If you want to shoot us an email.
Yeah, and if you don't know the backstory to that one, he's to read off his email address. And they said all one word. Like,
one word.
Like if you put space, like, I mean, you could put space.
Who needs to say that?
Okay,
Oh, good stuff.
continuing on.
All right. Number one, why is this the world that we have to live in right now, Juice? Why and will this ever end? Hit the clip.
Out a ceremonial first pitch, escorted out to the mound by performers Assassination, Coleslaw, and Pamela Manderson. Please welcome Tiffany Faison. All right, Tiffany, how about a pitch? Thank you.
That was from Pride Night at Fenway Park last week, Juice. And why is that the world we live in? And will this ever come to an end?
People don't say no to people is the reason. You know, people are never told no. That's why we're at this point.
It's a topic we've covered plenty of times on the show here.
I think we're going in the right direction, definitely. This is the quietest Pride month I've seen, month I've seen yet. I think you guys in Massachusetts will be I don't think it'll ever end there. You guys will be the last one hanging on to all that. But I mean, that was like, it's just like, that's like a fetish thing. Like, okay, now let's bring out the BDSM people to throw out the pitch.
Yeah.
It's like with the drag queens or whatever.
Yep. That's a mockery.
I don't want anything to do with that. It just it's evil.
It really is.
And that
what if you bring your small children to the ballpark?
Like, just because of who you have sex with shouldn't be your determining factor. We've said this millions of times. Like, could be great people, whatever. Like, throw the pitch out. That there might be another reason that girl should be throwing the pitch out. You know what I mean? But not just who she has sex with is the reason she throws the pitch out.
Exactly.
Probably done something way better, and she's worth way more than that. You know, who is Tiffany Faison? I don't know. Should we know her from something?
No idea. Didn't
like,
bother trying to figure it out.
Or just because she's queer. You know?
And had a wear a shirt that said queer. She opened up the Red Sox shirt to show that it said queer on her shirt. Okay,
Like
great.
we know
geez.
you're out there with the
Wow.
drag queens. We get it. And like,
Awesome.
yeah, who's the catcher catching it?
I don't know.
I wouldn't
Did you
say
see what
that.
Clayton Kershaw did for the Dodgers?
Yeah, the rainbow thing about like
Yeah. And he put the Bible verse on his hat.
God's covenant that will never flood you again.
Yep.
You know,
I love it. And that's what we need more of. But you are so right though about the whole Pride Month being a nugget of what it used to be. Even in the whatever it's been 3+ years we've been doing this, or more engaged with these.
People
these
can only
topics.
play along for so long. Like the thing was, it was easy when it was like just like the initial right to leave us alone thing. It's like, yeah, that's easier. Fine.
Yeah.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Now, like you're trying to make us participate in it, you
all
can
you
only
want.
get people to participate in it for so long. But when it was like, hey, can you not fight about our rights and just let us have a couple things in the private? Yeah, actually, that's a lot easier. Votes in your own way.
Yeah.
I'm a sinner too. That's
Yep.
not my business.
Yep.
Let's all go to confession in the end and try to change ourselves.
Exactly.
But now, like, you're making me put it in my bio, in my Twitters, and in my company profile. Like now, you're asking too much.
No good.
So I think people are pushing back, and I think it is going away. But you guys are hanging on strong.
That is true. That is true.
Ben gay power.
I'm going to be optimistic on this one and say, yes, eventually this will end. Maybe might be 5 years, might be 10 years, but there's not going to be a big announcement about it. It's not going to be you're not going to know about it. Just all of a sudden, 1 June's going to come up and there's not going to be a Pride night at Fenway Park. It's just,
they're definitely
you know what I mean?
not gonna, and
It will just
lying out like a
fizzle out.
lamb.
Yeah, exactly. So good
Fizzle
stuff.
out, just like fizzle out, right?
Yeah.
Have a little bit, like don't do a first pitch, but have
Yep.
a
They might have a section in the stands.
Yeah, and then down to just nothing. Yeah.
Yep. That's it. So, all right, cool. Well, that has been 10 questions of truth with the truth box there. Great stuff as usual.
Dad, what are we talking about? Come on, Dad, what are we talking about?
A penis. I think we were just kind of talking about that. Okay, awesome. So now that we've gone through those, let's turn things over to one of the oldest segments in the game here on the show in the right and wrong history. That is the always fun, always popular, come on, man, segment of the day. This is when we find a clip of somebody doing something, saying something that is so absurd, so ridiculous that even though we're going to make fun of them for a couple of minutes, there's not much else we could say to them except, oh, man. Exactly. Thank you, Joe Biden, for that one. All right, Juice. Stumbled across this clip right here from a congressman in your neck of the woods. His name is Henry Johnson, and he's a congressman from Georgia, currently serving his state, serving it well, I guess, and putting up a little protest of his own from his office instead of from the streets. So without further ado,
I'm not playing the whole thing, though. No, just not playing the whole thing.
Please don't play the whole thing.
Yeah, okay. All right, here we go. No, I don't have anything to say yet, but I have a ton to say still after.
And with some thoughts about that old song, Hey Joe, to give some commentary on where we are now. Hey Trump, where you going with that gun in your hand? Hey Trump, where you going with that gun in your hand?
Wow. What do you think of that, Juice?
I think if you can't play guitar, don't pick a Hendrix song.
I was gonna say to you, like, it doesn't even sound like he can play the guitar that well, right?
Like just sing. No, he couldn't play it. You hear like that's the thing, right? Like I know a little bit about music, not a ton. You know, maybe less than me, but you could tell that things were out of not hitting the right tune and things like that.
Yeah,
right?
horrible. Sounds like someone who just picked it up and just trying to figure something right. Like, oh,
yeah. Yeah.
That is horrible. Can't sing, can't play.
Yeah. Yeah. Not even a good joke. Like, not even a good protest song.
What are you doing? What is that guy doing?
Like, oh, just let me do a little ditty by Jimi Hendrix here. Well, I mean, that's the famous version. I don't think he originally played it, but that guy's like, oh, I'm just going to do a little Hendrix on my first day. Here, on the guitar.
Picking this thing up. Oh, my goodness.
I'm black. He's black. I'm sure this will work out.
Something will work. Give me the Pretty Girl song instead of that, I guess. I don't know. Like,
the Pretty
ridiculous.
Girl thing's a banger, I think. It might go down as a summer banger. You know, they have like a summer song that's like the song of the year.
The song of 2025 right
I'm
there.
going to be using my crash symbol in the car.
Oh, I love it. All right. Well, if that's what people that represent us in Congress like to do with their free time, I guess it kind of explains where we're at right now in the world and society and all that good stuff. Why we're kind of stuck where we're stuck right now. Juice, you got anything to add to this guy?
No, man.
Take a lesson. Call up Vance, please.
Dude, he can't sing or like the hey Joe, hey Trump, like none of it was good. Like he doesn't have an aide. Like, don't you get like an aide if you're a Congress?
Yeah, I think so. I think you get
like,
multiple aides.
Maybe not publish this one. Maybe don't tweet
Or just
out,
the guy's old as dirt. They probably could have just held the phone there and been like, "Yep, uploaded it. You good?
Oh, it's going viral, buddy."
Yeah, it'd be like Creed's blog, right? In the office, like, yeah, it's not published, but he keeps writing stuff. Oh boy. All right. Well, Congressman Henry Johnson, you, my friend, have earned yourself one big fat classic. Come on, man. And that is the show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. Hope you guys had a good time. I know I did. My buddy over there did. We always do. And I guess without further ado, we will see you next week. And thanks
for having me.
For having us. Like and subscribe.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
Right and wrong.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
Right and wrong.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Whoa.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Whoa.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
Right and wrong.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
Right and wrong.